What do you think, Daisy? Should we go out sourcing tomorrow? It's Friday night, got a bunch of packages to put together. Gonna do some listings. But I think we should get up early and go source tomorrow. You wanna come? Doesn't look like you wanna do much of anything else except sleep. Hey everyone, it's Dominic, the Primetime Treasure Hunter. Welcome back to another video. It's about 8:30 in the morning here at Primetime Treasure headquarters. I'm about to head off to the post office, which is just about 5 minutes away. Do a quick little drop off. I figure I'd show you a couple things that sold before we get started. This here is one of those trains that I purchased at the estate sale. If you remember, I picked up all of the trains there. There's 16 trains plus that big train set, the Lionel train set with the New York train cars in it. That one alone sold for $600. You remember I bought everything there plus all the estate sale contents for $430. Then I sold another train for about $175, and this one just sold for $50. So don't think that these trains are always going to cost a fortune to ship. This is regular priority mail shipping, not pirate ship, because it's 24 inches, but it's not going too far. It's only going from New York to Ohio, so that helped keep the shipping down to $8.55. So for a $50 sale, and it's all profit, that is pretty darn good for that one. And I've got about 15 more of those trains to sell. This here is 16 Star Trek comic books right here, sold for $20, and they are going to England. So that's through the global shipping program through eBay. This is just a $9 poster, goes first class, $9.99 I should say, so $10, and costs, you know, $3.25 or so to ship it. But, you know, not bad for a bunch of posters that I just picked up in bulk. So I'll make around $5 off that. But it's very quick, easy to ship. And this here is my best sale yesterday. This is just 10 of that big box of bodybuilder magazines that I purchased. You remember that at the garage sale earlier this year? These 10 just sold for $62.50. So I keep selling them out in these little lots, and I've just made a ton of money just off that one box that I picked up for, I think I got it for like $10 or something for the whole box. So it was crazy. So let's head off to the post office, drop these off, and then head up and hit some more sales. All right, now if you remember, my 10 indicators to terrible garage sales is sometimes when they advertise it as huge, and then you show up and it's not actually huge. Well, this one does look pretty big. There are some tents put up here, so we're gonna take a look inside and see if we can find anything. So all the miniatures for $3?
Yep.
It's not bad. Some Christmas ones. This dragon's not damaged at all, is it?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
My nephew brought that over.
Yeah, it's a Welsh.
He's really good at taking care of his stuff.
Whose was it?
My nephew.
Okay. It's a Welsh dragon.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. It's cool.
I don't know.
Yeah, I like
what
it.
Character.
Pretty
it
neat.
is. It's only
Yeah.
$1.
Yeah. No, I'll definitely pick it up. That's really cool. I like dragon stuff. This one looks like a German Shepherd.
Yup.
You know, at first when I saw this, I thought it was, I've had something like this before. It's like a shape like a cat, and what you do is you basically pull these little, they're like puzzle pieces, and you pull them off, and you could fit jewelry in it. So at first I thought maybe this was like a dog version of that, but it's actually all just glued together.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it comes apart at all. I don't think so. No. It's got a hanging part on the back too, which is cool. So definitely pick this up. So that worked out pretty well. You know, when the sign says huge and the sale actually is huge, then it works out. I picked this one up for just $1. Whenever you see pet related items, pick them up. All you have to do is wait for someone to come along and see this and say, oh, that looks like Rover, and they pick it up. So really cool item. I really like this, you know, hanging, kind of has a little bit of a vintagey look to it. It's wood, really nice, really like this. This red dragon here, if you ever see where it says this on it, Wales, and then Simru right there, that is a Welsh dragon. Welsh dragon items sell very well. You could look it up as Wales dragon or Welsh dragon. There's a lot of things out there. Now, I didn't find an exact comp for this item, but because so many other Welsh dragon items sell well, and dragon items in general sell well, I advise picking something like this up if you just find it for $1. Now, this whole lot of miniatures also sell well on eBay, especially if you could find a whole lot of them. What I'm thinking of doing is putting them together as part of what's called a junk drawer lot. If you've never heard of that, you have to look that up on eBay and check out the comps. You will not believe what some of these things sell for. They're basically an assortment of miniatures that you lay out on a table along with some other random items like, you know, tools and some medium-sized collectibles and things that are really not worth a lot of money in isolation, but when laid out and put out all together, some of these junk drawer lots could sell for hundreds of dollars, even more. One of the cool items that I picked out of there's a lot of them, but one here is really cool. It's a little bell with the SeaWorld, and it has the killer whales on it, you know, Shamu, and it's pretty cool because those don't exist anymore in SeaWorld. I remember going to SeaWorld as a kid and seeing them several times, but after the CNN documentary that came out and exposed all the bad treatment of the killer whales, it basically shut that whole part of it down, and they've, you know, repurposed themselves as like an amusement park now. So whenever I find items like this, these old SeaWorld items, they could be a little collectible. I mean, there's a lot of stuff like that that's still out there now, but there'll be less of it because they're not producing it anymore. So it makes sense to pick items like this up. So good start to the day, and we'll head out and see what else is in store for us. It's funny the different names that people will call their sales. This one's called a tag sale. So we are going to walk up in that direction. I actually saw there's a lot of stuff laid out there. You can't tell from this angle, but we'll check it out, see if there's anything good there. Well, I'll be darned. Wait till you see what I just got from there. An original Nintendo in the box. When I say original, I mean that this is the first system that came out. Now, this box itself dates back to 1988. The original Nintendo systems, the first ones that were ever produced, were released on a test basis in New York City in 1985. They slowly released some other ones in LA, and in 1986 they started rolling out more and more of it, and that's when people started to buy them and get these for Christmas gifts, which I used to get. So this one here with the controller deck is a good one, worth about $120 or so. So it's funny because I just had this in my Facebook group highlighted this week as the be on the lookout item of the day. So if you're not a member, join, because this is a perfect example of how the things that I talk about in that group are things that you will go and find out in the field. So I'm going to tell you what I paid for everything in just a moment. And yes, when I say everything, there's more stuff. And believe it or not, this guy had this sale going on yesterday, and within the actual ad on Craigslist, which transfers over to Yard Sale Treasure Map, it said he had an original Nintendo in the box. So that's one of the reasons that I came over here. I figured it probably wasn't still there, but I was surprised to see it when I walked up there. And I was also surprised to see what was right next to it. This is one of my favorite gaming systems of all time. It is the Sega Genesis, and it's the core system right here. This system in this type of box is a little bit challenging to find. I mean, you can find it out there. This one is worth about $80 or so, 80, 85, you know, something along in that range. Now, I did power both of these on to make sure that at least they have power going through it, and that they'll you know, and that they'll turn on. I didn't actually test out the systems to actually hook it up to a television, because it's kind of impossible to do in these kind of situations. But you know, the guy seemed like an honest guy, told me that they are in working condition. Of course, they all say that, so I'll have to go home later and test out and make sure that they actually work. But just having the boxes alone, let's say it didn't work, they still do sell for parts. Nintendo like this will sell for parts for about 45 bucks. Just one of these control deck boxes, the lowest you could find one of them right now on eBay is around 80 bucks or so. So no matter what, I think I'm gonna wind up doing pretty good. I got a couple of other things. And by the way, I did open them all up. They do have the controllers, they do have the AC adapters, they have some of the original little pamphlets that came with it to merchandise things and advertise things. So it has all that stuff there. Another thing that it has, if you were a Nintendo fan as a kid, you may remember this. This is the Docking Bay 10. So this held the Nintendo game packs inside of it, and this thing pulled over like this. So it just kind of, let me grab it so I don't break it. Just kind of pulls down like that. Has a little bit of staining on it. It's not any kind of permanent staining. It's stuff that easily wipe off. Same with the Nintendo console. I have to clean it up a bit. It has some little stains on it, but nothing terrible. They're light and they're ones that wipe off. So I tested little areas of it. This one here, if you ever see this out, this one goes for about $30 is the retail on this one. Now you can see he had a $5 price tag on it. Now one of the other things that I was looking at when I was there was he had some match books there, and it was a big basically binder filled with match books, and they're stapled together, so I couldn't get them out to look at them in any detail. Now there's 9 per sheet and there's 14 of these, plus he had a few extra to the side, so total there's about 125 matches. Now if they're just generic matches like that, 125 of them, even though it sounds like a lot and even though they're vintage, those will retail for like, you know, 15 20 bucks, something like that. So not a lot of money unless I could find something in here that's pretty collectible. And what I'm looking for is hopefully when I open all these up, I could find some that have what are called feature matches. So these are matches that basically the match itself looks like part of an actual design, so as opposed to like your regular match. So if you want to see a good video, by the way, about matches and matchbooks, go check out Don the Auction Professor's YouTube channel. He recently did a Be on the Lookout video all about these, so it's very interesting. Go check that out. In terms of pricing, the guy was a very nice guy. What he wanted was $70 for the Nintendo. He wanted $40 for the Sega Genesis. He wanted $5 for that docking bay that held all the cartridges in it, and he wanted $10 for this. So the way I figured things in terms of pricing is what you want to do is you want to go on eBay, you want to check the comps, you want to see what the max is that these items are selling for, but then you want to go on eBay and you want to look right now, what is the competition showing in terms of the lowest available price for that item. And then you want to make sure that you're also comparing it to ones that are in similar condition to yours, and take that number as your absolute worst case scenario and lower it by just like a little bit. So for example, for the Sega Genesis, okay, I took a price of $80, which is about the cheapest you could find, is maybe like $82.50, and I divided it by 3. Okay, that gives me enough room for shipping, and it gives me enough room for all the kind of fees I have to pay, plus it would give me leftover profit, especially when I combine it with all these other items. So here, I told you the estimate for this would be about $120. So you divide that by 3, and now you got 40 bucks. So now we're up to $65. Then we've got, he already has $5 on that item that should sell for 30. So we'll just keep the $5 there. So I went up to him, we tested the systems out, and then I said to him, all right, well, you know, could we make a package deal? He said, sure, absolutely. So I said, well, you know, I ran the numbers, and really the best that I could do for this. Now, keep in mind, right now I have the matchbooks out to the side, and I have another guy standing behind me saying that he wants to buy the Nintendo. So I've got to try to make a deal with this guy and make it fast. So I threw out the price of $70 for everything. I just said, you know, the price that you're asking for this is the price that I really need to just try to get this, the Nintendo, and the docking bay for. And he just kind of stood there for a second, said, and then he said, $80 and it's yours. And so I always like to try, I've talked about this before on my negotiation videos, I tend to keep an item like this sometimes on the side when I think I'm gonna make a package deal like this, because then I try to pull it into the deal. So I said, all right, how about we do $80 and throw in this? And he said, no problem, that's what we'll do. So, you know, take a little bit, not a huge risk on this. Like I said, these will sell for maybe like 15, 20 bucks anyway. But if there's feature matches in here, that would be a real big bonus. And, you know, you could sell some of those for a lot of money if you find them, just depending on what they are. So overall, happy with the deal. And we're going to move on and see if we can find anything else. Another area I really love around here. This is not far from Primetime Treasure headquarters, right on the water. I love those houses like that right there. Really cool. And, you know, I don't know how much you like geese, but there's a bunch of geese there too. Really cool scene. Love it. And here's some other ones right here. I just think it's absolutely beautiful. I love the water and love those kind of houses. Just super cool as we travel on to our next destination. It's one of the fun things about doing garage selling is you get to see all sorts of cool places along the way. Okay, as you can see here, there's a sign there that says moving sale. Sometimes that means it's a garage sale, but this one actually is an estate sale. You can see this is the house here. It's not too huge, pretty standard size, about probably made around the 1970s, 1980s or so. So we're gonna take a look in there, go through that garage and see if we can find anything good. Check down the basement. I never like seeing carpeting on the basement floor because it means it's a little bit new. I like them old, no carpet. Take a look around. If I find anything good, I'll turn this back on. Yeah, unfortunately, the stuff down here is just too modern and too common. Nothing good in this room. We're gonna move on to other rooms. It's just a lot of this stuff so far. Just too modern and not stuff that you could really flip. There's a couple little odds and ends there, but again, nothing really terrific that stands out. Lots of glassware, lots of books that aren't worth anything, and a lot of open space. So it's not like a packed house, which is also a problem. We'll see if we have any luck in another room. Now that is a lot of baseball cards. Unfortunately, they are essentially worthless. These ones from the 80s just don't sell for much at all. I'll leave it all here. It's all like overstock, overproduced stuff that nobody really wants. Okay, so nothing there. I just decided to cut my losses in terms of time and just get the heck out of there. Why am I showing you this? Just to remind you that you're not going to find something everywhere. So in between the first sale that I showed you at the beginning of the day where I bought all those miniatures and then I bought all those video games, there are about 3 to 4 garage sales that I hit up that I didn't find anything. So don't let that frustrate you. Just keep on going and you will eventually run into something good. So don't get discouraged. Keep on hunting for that treasure. No way, we're getting out of here. We're not going to this one. See my top 10 reasons for terrible garage sales, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. These kid toy ones with all this purple and pink. Oh my gosh, got to get out of here fast. And to make it even worse, that house was on Princess Path. Okay, now this one I'm stopping off at because I see some comic books in boxes along the back there. I saw them in the ad. Now, the thing that has me concerned about this sale is that the pictures online basically show that this guy's garage is set up like a store. And so it's always tough in those situations. You're usually dealing with dealers who want who want full retail price for things. But I just saw the guy walk out, and I'm pretty darn sure I've dealt with this guy before at a different location, so maybe we can make a deal.
They were up on top.
Here we go.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Oh, you have a fire.
Yep.
Okay.
I got 2 other ones that no box. $50 on him. Yeah, I can pull it up.
Oh my God. Look at all these Castle Grayskulls and Snake Mountains. Oh my God. How did you get all these Castle Grayskull and Snake Mountains?
I used to have a store out in Auburn.
You used to have a store?
I recently closed down, so now
Oh my God. And the boxes too. Holy goodness. Do you have any Eternias?
What's that?
Do you have any Eternias?
No, I was looking for one
Yeah.
myself.
Those would go for like $1,000.
There's another some more Snake Mountains.
There's another Snake Mountain.
That one right there is brand new, never used, and I have it comes with the things right next to it. Have never
Yeah.
been used,
Okay.
and I got a box that it goes with. but
This is
it's just out of the
insane.
box.
Yeah. That's a slime pits right there.
Oh, there's more.
Yeah.
There's right here.
You got Panther.
There's
Yeah. You
4
got the,
slime pits, and each one of them have unopened slime, and I have an extra unopened slime somewhere. I don't know where.
God. So the Dragon Walkers. You know, so you got some of the modern ones too. More modern ones.
And back there we got 3-point dreads, I believe, down there. Here's one of the new point dreads right here.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I sold a lot already, actually.
Yeah.
Some guy came in and bought half of my stock. So, here, watch behind you.
Sorry.
These are all empty, well, not the bottom ones. Bottom ones that have never been opened, but...
Oh, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff.
Yeah, here's even more over here.
God. Wow. I am blown away. I really am blown away.
Original Masters of the Universe movie poster.
Dolph Lundgren right there.
Yeah, custom framed.
Former Ivan Drago.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And I really love the He-Man Masters of the Universe cells.
Yeah,
They're really cool. The
Yeah,
Orko right
I
there.
like the Orko one.
Yeah.
And this one. I like this one and the Orko the best.
Yeah, that's
This one
cool.
right here. Pup named Scooby-Doo.
Oh, right there.
Yeah, and then I think those two are really cool right here. Because they weren't the animation cells, but they were
Yeah.
the pieces that the artist drew
Yeah.
to start the process. You know, that's how they became on the series right there.
Yeah.
So I really like that.
That is.
I got more of these coming. Actually, I gotta go pick them up. I got a Beetlejuice one. That's got I got 2 extra ones of those with 4 in each. Pre-sale.
So, yeah.
I'm not giving this stuff away.
No,
but
I understand.
I'm also usually the cheapest around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I even beat eBay prices.
Yeah. Okay.
So
So that's one of 3 that was used in the Rollerblade
yeah,
movie.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Let's get some light on there so you
Yeah.
get a picture of it.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Yep. Got it. Okay.
There's a certificate of authenticity.
Yeah.
It has the original thing from the prop house. 1 of 4, sorry.
Oh my God. Yeah. And I take that too. Yeah, that's really nice.
That's
yeah.
That's an original Pac-Man marquee, and then I filled it
Oh,
with
wow.
2 of the animation cells from Pac-Man.
Oh, so you created that yourself?
Yeah. Well, I had the frame was custom done.
Yeah.
I wanted to make it seem like an old Pac-Man arcade kind of
Yeah,
style, so
that
I
is
went with the
nice.
red metal, and then you
That's
got the
beautiful.
extra one right there.
Oh,
with
the
it.
ghosts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really nice. Plus, you got the trap doors right there for Castle Grayskull. That's really cool. I mean,
Yeah.
man.
With the $800, I mean, it's unpunched. It's in great condition. I just sold it for I think $330.
Okay.
I mean, that's
so
my
your
prices.
prices are lower
Yeah.
than I mean, this is just amazing.
$190 I get for the Crane's
Yeah.
Android body with
Yeah.
this and the thing that holds it.
Yeah.
They'll sell for like $320.
Yeah, you got like the land sharks there from Master Universe.
Yeah,
You
you
got
got
a Blaster Hawk.
This is
all this turtle stuff.
behind here. We got an
A
Ecto
lot of
one.
Ghostbuster stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you find the Ghostbuster stuff?
You know, a lot of the stuff I do, it's probably the same way you do. You know,
Yeah.
people that go out of business, or I go and just, you know, offer to buy people out.
Yeah.
These are all, everything's different behind each other. There's all kinds of different items.
Pee Wee Herman's place
Here.
right there.
There you go, yeah.
Holy crap. I mean, I just got to get
There's Pee Wee Herman over
I just can't take enough pictures. That's why, you know, it's just, this is the best way to do it right here.
Yeah,
I mean, all this stuff is
brand
just
new,
crazy.
never opened.
Yeah. Oh my God. Now, why not just put all this stuff on eBay? Like,
You know,
right now?
I do a lot on eBay, but eBay
Yeah.
prices have gone up lately.
Yeah.
And you know, the shipping, the eBay cost, PayPal cost,
Yeah.
it kills you after
Yeah.
a while. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, especially the local places you could sell
Say it
to.
like this.
Masters of the Universe case. Wow. So that keeps the figures in there.
Yeah, there's another one up
Wow.
there. And then you got the Street Sharks.
Oh my God. Wow, that was absolutely insane. I really hope that you enjoyed seeing all those vintage toys in that guy's basement. Basically what happened is I went out there, I was looking through those comic books, I asked him how much he would do for all of them. There actually was another long box next to it that was filled up. So there's a total of 3 of them. He absolutely had no idea, but he wasn't willing to let anything go cheap. And I just told him the max I'm going to pay for a long box of comics is 40 bucks for what he had there, which is mostly modern stuff. And he said there was no way because he paid $50 a box for him. So he overpaid for it, but still, he was just happy to piece them out. He said he just made $20 yesterday selling them for $1 a piece or 50 cents a piece, depending on, you know, what he had. So that's fine. I totally respect that if that's what he wants to do. I mean, the guy really is a wheeler and dealer, and that basement was just crazy in terms of how much stuff he had down there. Now, he acquired a lot of that stuff because he used to own a toy store, as he said, but still, that's just an amazing amount of inventory that he now has in his basement that he's piecing out. Now, why didn't I buy anything? Okay, what he wanted for a Castle Grayskull alone was $350 to $400. So there's just absolutely no way I can make a deal like that, but I just had fun just seeing that stuff and recording it and, you know, showing it here so you could see it as well. Look up a lot of that stuff if you want to learn about some of the values on some of those toy pieces. We mentioned a bunch of names along the way, so check that stuff out. He had a lot of animation cells. Those sell for $100 as well. That art that was laying out on the couch. This stuff was just incredible. He had that movie prop with the certificate of authenticity. I hope you really liked it. I've never seen, like I said, so many Masters of the Universe collectibles all in one place, especially all those Castle Grayskulls and Snake Mountains. Amazing, amazing stuff. So now I'm going to move on to some place where hopefully I could actually buy something. Oh no, a lemonade stand garage sale? What is going on today? I just starting out good and now I got a lemonade stand to deal with. Let's see if I can find something there. Doubt it. Y'all out of lemonade?
No, okay, we just went to the pool.
Oh, okay.
Play class?
No. I stay away from the lemonade at garage sales. Thanks. Yeah. You know what you could do with these frames if these frames don't sell? Like if you have enough frames,
Yeah.
you could take like a whole bunch of these and you could put them on Facebook Marketplace and people come and buy them. Like you could sell them for like, depending on how many you have, you get like 50 bucks out of frames. So, yeah. I don't need any, but just letting you know. Yeah. And that is why I can't stand garage sales that have lemonade stands, because there's all of that worthless kid toy stuff that's really modern and just a bunch of other just junky things that really should just be donated. You know, nothing that you could really turn around and flip and resell for any good money. So, you know, it's just, again, a perfect example of it. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, this whole lemonade stand thing, go to my video. It's something along the lines of ways to tell, or top 10 ways to tell that a garage sale is going to be terrible. And so in that video, one of the things I talk about is a garage sale that has a lemonade stand in it. So if you ever make a lemonade stand score, which would be a really great find at a garage sale that has a lemonade stand in it, then you need to let me know down below or in that video. To date, I think I've only had one person who ever found something good at a lemonade stand garage sale. So it's not looking too good. If you find any, let us know. Well, I'm gonna get some brownie points today because Mrs. Primetime told me to be on the lookout for a punching bag because my son, Primetime Jr., has been really into the Rocky movies and he's been wanting to punch one of these bags. So I found him this one. They wanted 20 bucks for it, but wound up getting it for 15 from this sale right over here. So, you know, once in a while, get some personal pickups too. All right, folks, I'm going to stop with the sourcing. Just constantly running into sales that just really don't have anything good. So stopped off at Wendy's, one of my favorite joints to go to. Got a little bacon cheeseburger here. Got the Baconator fries. Gotta love anything with bacon on it. Got the big Mountain Dew to wash that down. So I do have water. So I do have something healthy. And we're gonna head back to Primetime Treasure headquarters after I wolf this down. This is the meal of champions, folks. Just want to show Daisy's outfit here. Going for a little walk. Rock and roll forever. Punk rocker. 80s girl dog right here. Let's go, Daisy. Let's show them how we do this. Yeah, you show that walk off. Okay, everyone. Well, I am back from the walk with Daisy here in Primetime Treasure headquarters. It's about 8:45 in the evening. Just wrapping things up for the day. Change of outfit, just to tidy up after I went out and did all that sourcing today. So here what we have is I'm going to show you a couple items that sold today, and then also I'm going to go over something else I picked up this week in this big giant long box that you see right behind me. So in terms of a couple things that sold today, I put this as a be on the lookout item of the day in my Facebook group at the Facebook Reselling Resource Center. So we do these be on the lookout items or BOLO items every day, so you can learn something there. If you want to join the group, the link is down below in the description section. These are train connectors and train selectors. They basically help to modulate the flow of model trains. They're very light. Even this stack of 8 of them will go first class mail, so it'll be 16 ounces or under. And these are items that I wound up getting at an estate sale. The video that I put up where I found these, it's called the Epic Estate Sale video. So just type in the word epic and estate sale, you'll find it. I also linked to it in the Facebook group if you want to see the exact moment when I sourced these. It was a big collection of train stuff, and this was just part of it. I literally have pennies into these when you see all the things I got from that sale and the price that I got it all for. It was crazy. So these here just sold today as a lot for 28 bucks. So it's just pretty much all profit on this, and so that'll go out on Monday. Another item that I sold, nothing to write home about. This is just a long sleeve dress shirt. It's actually new with tags. The company is JF or J Ferrar right there. So not one I'd really recommend picking up, even new with tags. It only sold for 11 bucks, and I would have sourced this for like $1 at a garage sale or something. So, you know, it's not bad. It's not going to lose money. It's very easy. Just slip it in a poly bag and, you know, be done with it. But, you know, it's not a brand that you're really going to get high returns on. So, hopefully there'll be some other sales later on tonight. A lot of times that happens, you know, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, get a bunch of sales come in. So who knows? We'll see what happens. But I want to talk to you about this big long box that you see right here. I was able to get another box of comic books and some other materials from my comic book dealer. Now I want to update you on that because I told you in a prior video that I was having some difficulties getting big lots of comic books from this person because he basically started to tighten up his prices and was trying to get more money, and basically things went from wholesale cost to like more than retail cost. So the last few times I've been in there, I said, you know, if this keeps up, I'm really not gonna be able to buy anything, and I wasn't buying anything except for comic book supplies. But I still kept going back because we just had such a great relationship. We still do have a great relationship, but just hasn't been much money exchanging hands over the last couple of times. I'd say the last 2-3 times. And so I asked him how things were going, and he said basically, you know, he's a big collector as well, but mostly does comics, but he does other collectibles, and he said that a lot of people just bringing stuff into him and trying to sell him stuff, and he was complaining, like, you know, that day 6 people came in to sell him stuff they didn't want, and people weren't buying stuff. And so I looked at him and said, listen, I want to buy stuff. I said, but you know my situation. I've got to be able to get a good deal. And there was all this stuff around that I could have looked through. And I said, why don't you let me look through again? We'll see if we come up with a box and come up with come up with a price. So he's like, all right, fine. So I did that and walked around. And one of the things I talked about this the other day during my video on my channel with Don the Auction Professor. It's like 2 videos back. You should check it out. But one of the things that I found in there, and I talked about this in that video, is the Blazing Combat comic book magazines published by Warren in 1965. Now, I have had these before, and I've had issues 3 that you see there. I've had issues 4, and I have had issue number 2 right here. So 2, 3, and 4. And if you could find issues 2, 3, and 4, they will reliably sell for about $60. The problem is trying to find issue number 1. It's very difficult. It had a low production run. I had never seen one before. I have seen damaged copies of it sell for $420. There's currently a near mint condition version, or a very fine to near mint condition version, that's on eBay right now, just issue number 1 of it, for about $1,500, and it's got 15 watchers on it. So that's how challenging it is to find. And lo and behold, I'm standing there and I look and I see issue number 1 right there. Couldn't believe it. And jumped all over it in terms of wanting to make this part of a big lot purchase. And as you can see, I was able to do that. Now, the original price sticker on the back of this, just on issue number 1, was $150 at the time that the person who originally purchased it wound up getting this book. So I wanted to add this into the lot, and I wound up getting everything that you see in this box, which I'll show you in a moment here. There's a lot of stuff in here, plus these 4 magazines. They're comic book magazines. I wound up getting all of it for $200. Now, normally, I tell you I don't pay more than $40 for a long box, right? Well, that's for when you're going out to source a collection from somebody. This is very different. It's the way you have to look at this. This is literally hand-picked items that I went throughout the store and cherry-picked the best stuff I could find and put it into these boxes to make a deal. So whenever you're doing a cherry pick like that, that's a different situation, and you cannot expect in that situation to pay $40 for the box when you're putting comic books in here that are of this quality. So they're not just comic books, but they're also a bunch of sealed graphic novels as well, like you could see here. And this is number 1, 2, and 3 of Casanova. And I can't tell you the prices of every single one of these exactly, but in general, you could estimate somewhere on average about $20 per book. Sometimes a little bit more, sometimes a little bit less, but these are all sealed graphic novels. Remember, the price for all of these, $200 for everything. This Kurt Cobain one is cool. I actually have some Kurt Cobain pictures, some photos listed right now that I might combine with that to try to make a sale. So we've got some more here. We've got Catwoman sealed, Green Arrow sealed. If anyone sees something they like, by the way, you can always reach out to me and I could tell you if we can make a little deal on some of the items. This one here, Private Eye. So, you know, there's a bunch of stuff here. One thing that was really cool that I have not seen before as well, this is a 1988 He-Man Masters of the Universe. Ironic, given that Masters of the Universe collection we saw today. So that's really cool. That's the one issue. This is the one I was talking about on the episode with Don the Auction Professor. And then whenever I see Deadpool stuff, I pick it up. So we've got some Deadpool graphic novels. Sometimes it makes sense with these to lot them together. I do sell them individually, usually more for around 10 bucks a piece. Again, sometimes a little more. I won't sell them less than that. So if they don't sell, I'll lot them together. But Deadpool stuff usually does sell pretty well. This is an old Nintendo Power dedicated to this specific video game, so I always love to pick those up. And if I could find a random Mad magazine such as this one from 1964, especially with Frankenstein on it, I'll pick those up all day and just add them to my other Mad magazines. And so here, what you see, there's a lot of Deadpool, and anything with Deadpool and Carnage, I always say to pick up. So there's a ton of it here. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna turn the box around so you could see it better, so I don't have to take each one out individually, and you could see some of these books. All right, so these are the ones I was talking about here. Just gonna kind of skim through them so you could see. A lot of Deadpool and Carnage. I've talked about this recently. Carnage is this character right here. If you see anything with Carnage, anything with Deadpool, pick it up. Deadpool and Carnage together is absolutely terrific. So that's definitely one to look for. So I just went around and just grabbed everything Deadpool that I could find. Really was my strategy. It doesn't matter what it is. This is Deadpool X-Force, and there's just a whole bunch of them. There's all different series. Deadpool Kills Deadpool. I don't even know if they're all complete. I just saw a couple in a row there. But it doesn't matter to me because I just combine them with Deadpools and other collections that I have. Or even if I don't have all of them, and this one's cool. This is Amazing Spider-Man. That's the best series, Amazing Spider-Man. For all the Spider-Man titles, this is the one you want. And this one has Venom in it. And so really, really cool art here, as you can see. So I really love this one. So this is issue number 315. But I was saying that with the with the Deadpools, even if they're incomplete and you make these mixed lots together with just a lot of different Deadpool titles together all mixed in, that's fine. People still buy that stuff. Here's another Amazing Spider-Man, as you can see. This is a complete set of Hawkeye. I sold one of these recently for about 15 bucks. So that's about what that would go for. East West, I've talked about this before in my Facebook group. If you ever see this comic book, pick it up. It's like a sci-fi Western book. Sells very, very well in lots. This is another complete collection, a little set here of Elektra Saga. Elektra is a famous female character in the Marvel Universe who is in a lot of the Daredevil comic books, and so she's very popular. So if you ever see stuff with Elektra in it, pick that up. She always sells well. Anything Marvel Superhero Secret Wars, either the 12-issue limited series or the 9-issue series, they all sell well also. You want to try to get the complete set. Issue number 8 is the best one to find because it has Spider-Man in the black outfit. You're not going to see that here, but I sell complete sets of the 12-issue run every once in a while for about $120. Magic the Gathering, you all know of that from the card series, but there actually are Magic the Gathering comic books, and these also sell very well. You could see there's several issues of them in a row, so these are just other examples of things I look for that I cherry picked out. And I know there's people probably watching this like Neutron Bomb who are looking for ideas of what you should source when you're out there looking for comic books. And if you have the opportunity to try to cherry pick like this is the type of stuff that you definitely should look for. I guarantee you it's going to sell very well. More Deadpool. Again, there was just a ton of it there. I was just grabbing it left and right. I wish I could take video from this place. The best thing about it, it's super disorganized, which is what I love. So none of it has, or most of it does not have prices on it. So I could just, grab them and, kind of make my own lot price. But you get the idea. It's just not, you could see why I had no problem paying $200 for all of this, especially with those blazing combats in there. Now there's more things back here. It's not just Deadpool, but again, you could see that really is the bulk of it. There was just a ton of it there. I just couldn't believe it. Every time this guy gets Deadpool in, I just buy him out for all of it. Vampirella, another title I've talked about before that I love to pick up when I see it. Even if it's just a spare copy, pick it up. keep it to the side, and then you may find some more down the line, and then you just combine them together and make these little lots. So just more and more Deadpool. I'll try to move through this a little bit quicker because there are some other books back here I do want you to see. This is the wedding of Deadpool. So you see we had the death of Deadpool. Yeah, there's some cool, you might have got a little sneak peek there of some other things I have there. So let me move past all these Deadpools because you get the point. Okay, I just skipped forward a few just to get to the Harley Quinns because that's another famous character. Now this is not where I purchased the books, in case you're wondering. That's just where someone else had purchased these books from, but that's not where I got them from. Just a lot of these Harley Quinns here. Kind of cool, little racy cover with Santa Claus there. I like that. There's some doubles there, but that's okay. You know, I just put those to the side and I'll combine them with another Harley Quinn lot down the road. So there's a bunch of Harley Quinns in here. Let's see here. Move these forward a little bit. Show you some other things. This is just some random Iron Man poster that was thrown in. But okay, so the Classics Illustrated, these sell very well if you could get them in small bundles like this. They retell the classics in comic book form, like Rip Van Winkle. We've got The Man Without a Country. There's actually a couple of those there. Actually, there's more than a couple. There's like 3 of them. Around the World in 80 Days. We've got Rip Van Winkle again. So a bunch of doubles. But I'll just take them, and like I said, I'll just keep them to the side, and I'll combine them with other classic illustrateds that I find. So this is the Scottish Chiefs, the Deer Slayer. There's a bunch of other ones in here, the Pioneers. So it's hard finding them in good condition. Usually when you find Classics Illustrated, they're all, kind of ripped up and have lots of creases on them. So these, as you can tell, are really decent shape. And so, you could put a nice little bundle of this together and, make a nice sale on it. Wild Animals, Macbeth. So I'm definitely going to make, here you go, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. It really depends on which ones you have sometimes, and it also depends, again, on the condition in terms of what they're going to go for. But Classics Illustrated, definitely something that you should look for. Okay, so if you're wondering what I meant by you can make a nice sale with a little bundle of these, depending on which ones you have, I just sold a lot of 15 of these for 40 bucks. So just to give you a little sense on the Classics Illustrated. So that's a good sign that I was able to get another collection like this. These are already posted on eBay. I just put them up today. These 4 for $300. So we'll see what I get for it. Now the reason I put them for $300 is because when I looked at this #1 issue, where is it? Over here, a little bit more closely, I found the following, which takes some of the value down. And that's probably why the guy didn't mind too much tossing it in. But doesn't look too bad, right? Got a little color fading on it. Got a little writing on the back. Not that huge of a deal. Got a little tear. Those things aren't that big of a deal. But this takes the value down a bit. See that? We've got a detached cover. So that's why I put this with the other ones for $300. Now remember, issues 2, 3, and 4 alone would be $60. So even having this with a detached cover could sell for up to $300. Now that's max, I think. We'll see. I'm gonna hope to get, basically the goal is to get my money back from this investment of everything else in the long box with this sale, hopefully be in profit with it, and then everything else from that, all those sealed books, all of the Deadpools, all the Harley Quinns, all the Classic Illustrated, that should all be the profit. So that's the goal with this. So I hope you enjoyed this video. A lot of stuff happened in it. Let me know what your favorite part was, and feel free to ask any questions, and reach out to me. Anything you need, just let me know. Remember the Facebook group, links down below. Follow me on Instagram. That's @prime_time_treasure. I have got Thrift Trader Jason Deason, the host of Dumpster Wars. He's going to be on my channel Tuesday night, so different time at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So don't miss that. And I'll see you all at the next video, everyone. Take care.